What's up, YouTubers? NeoNexudus here, bringing you another deck profile. Now I'm bringing you something that's slightly more competitive. It's my Windwitch Artifact, or Windwitch Invoked Artifact, I suppose it's called now. It's a combination of Raging Tempest shit and Fusion Enforcers shit, and it's generally just shit thrown together, 3 different engines. It works pretty well. Unfortunately, it didn't do so well on Saturday. We only had a 4-man sort of tournament, and I lost to Zoo and I lost to Infernoid. But to be fair, like, the Inferno player had a good hand, a fucking broken hand going when he game 2, and game 3, like, I don't know, but like, game 1 for me was fucking terrible. I opened all 5 of my artifacts. So, with that little brief summary of my humiliation, let's get to the deck profile. We've got 3 Windwitch Ice Spell. You can special summon her from your hand, and then you can special summon another Windwitch from your deck to the field. But you can't summon any monsters that turn except for wind monsters. And then when she's normal special summon, you can burn for 500. I'm still a little bit unsure on how everything works in Chain Links. Like, obviously, Dev Pro shows me that you can reveal her in hand as a monster effect before you special summon her. But according to our judge at Locals, it's like Cyber Dragon. You just inherently summon it. So I don't know. And then the fact that you can, on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, you can activate the burn for 500 damage after you special summon. I don't know. So if you guys got some answers of how it all works, let me know, because the way we played it on Saturday was special summon, burn for 500, special summon, and then, yeah. So, run through that bitch, because she's the main one you want to see. Then we run 2 Windwitch Glassbell. She's like the Stratos for Windwitches. I really wish they'd bring out some more of them, like, in the future, but, like, we're only ever going to have 3 main deck Windwitches. So, yeah, Glassbell is a Stratos. She can search you out any Windwitch monster. Once again, you're locked into Wind attribute for the rest of the turn. I only play 2 of her because you don't only want to see her when you special summon her off of the level 3. And then the level 4 sets you out the level 1, Windwitch Snowbell, which then, when you set that to your hand, you can special summon it from your hand if you control 2 wind monsters. So, you go, Windwitch Ice Bell, special summon this, search, burn, special summon this, synchro this and the level 3 into a 7, and then you use this to synchro into the Crystal Wing. So yeah, so 3, 2 and 1, that's the ratios that I've been going with. Occasionally I want another one of these, but I don't know. Then we run 3 Alistair of the Invoked. He sets you out Invocation, and you can send it from your hand to have a fusion monster you control gain 1000 attack and defense until the end phase of the turn. You can drop that down step to beef up your monsters. So that's pretty good. But his effect only works to search out Invocation when he's normal summoned. You can't special summon him and get the search, which really fucking sucks. Now we're going on to our artifacts. Run triple Scythe, because I think Scythe is just that good. Yes, you can see it in your opening hand, but you got Invocation to fuse it away. You can set it on your back row and hope they pop it, and all that jazz. I just like running triple Scythe. I made tests with 2, but I feel like the artifact engine would be a bit small. And then the 1 morale tech for poppage. And then hand traps, I run 2 Maxi and 2 Ghost Iggies, because I think this is kind of staple in any competitive deck now. Main deck 2 Maxis, main deck 2 Ghost Ogres. I just think it's staple. Moving on to the spells. We have 3 Terraforming. To search you out are 3 copies of Magical Meltdown. Now, Magical Meltdown says, when this card's activated, you add Alistair from your deck to your hand. So it's like a rotor. You go Terraforming for this, and then this searches out Alistair. And then the activation of cards and effects that include the effect that fusion summon a fusion monster cannot be negated. Also, your opponent's cards and effects can activate when the fusion monster is fusion summoned this way. You can activate one of these per turn. So what that means is when you activate your fusion spell, they can't chain anything that negates it. So you play this, and then you play your invocation. They can't summon warning your invocation, and they can't respond to the summon of the fusion monster either. So they can't bottomless it. They can't do anything like that. So that's really, really, really good. Nice bit of protection. Then we've got 2 invocation. The fucking broke fusion spell. You only run 2 because it's recyclable. It banishes monster. You can fuse monsters from your hand, but if you're fusing into an Eidolon beast monster, or sorry, an invoked monster from the extra deck, you can banish monsters from your field and your graveyard as well, and your opponent's graveyard. So you normal summon your Alistair, you search this out, and then you play this, and you banish your Alistair on the field, and say like their Mole Rat in their graveyard, their Ghost Ogre in the graveyard, their Maxi, or you can send something like a light monster, like one of your artifacts that you got in your hand, to the graveyard, or you can banish something out of your graveyard. This card's just so good. And then when you have a banished Alistair, because you're always going to be banishing the Alistair with this fusion spell, you can put Alistair back into your hand and shuffle this card back into the deck. So like next turn you just summon Alistair again. It's fucking ridiculous. Then we played Triple Dipple Wonder Wand, because we run a fuck ton of spellcasters. We run we run 6 Windwitches, and then we run 3 Alistairs, so that's 9 targets for Wonder Wand. In case you guys don't know what Wonder Wand does, you know, in case you weren't around in the Generation Force format, start the Xyz format, you equip this card to a spellcaster, and then you can send, it gives it 500, but that's not all. You can send the spellcaster and this card to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. So I think that's really good. So you go Alistair, summon, search out invocation, equip Wonder Wand, draw 2 cards, play invocation, bash Alistair, grave another card, and just broke. Upstart, because consistency and 39 cards. Double Twin Twisters, or Titty Twisters, for back construction, and the 1 Raigeki for field clearance. Finally onto the traps, run Triple Artifact Sanctum, special artifacts from the deck. Just a quick note guys, Scythe is not a continuous effect, it is an activation, so they can negate the activation of Scythe. Which they might do, if they're smart. Artifact Sanctum, also, when this card is destroyed, you can destroy 1 card on the field. So, like, if they destroy this during your end phase, that you just set it, you can pop one of their cards. Or if, for whatever stupid reason, they decide to Twin Twister one of your back rows, you chain this, and then you spread out an artifact, but it's still kind of destroyed, so I think you can still pop a card. I think that's how it works. But yeah, basically they destroy this card, you pop a card on their field. So it's really, really good. I've had my Scythes and Morale Attack and Sanctums for years, guys. I didn't buy them at the fucking hype price they're at now. Then I'm playing 2 Call the Haunted to bring back my artifacts. And then 1 Balances and 1 Solemn Warning to round off my traps. You notice I'm not playing Strike. I'm still trying to figure out how to fit Strike in the deck. So yeah. Hang on, I think I'm missing a card. Yes, I am. Sorry, Compulsory should be in there as well. I run Compulse because I think Compulse is good. So yeah, that's the main deck. On to the extra deck. Run 1 Invoked Elysium. I keep on wanting to call him Eidolon. So we've got 1 Invoked Elysium, it treats itself as every single attribute, and then you can. Summoning requirements is was it 1 invoked monster plus 1 special summoned extra deck monster. Yeah, 1 invoked monster plus 1 monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. So that's pretty good. Treats itself as every attribute. Say 3200 beta, and you can banish 1 invoked monster you control or in your graveyard to banish all monsters the opponent controls of that attribute. So because this is every attribute, you can just clear their field with this, or if you banish one of your light ones out of the graveyard, you can get rid of their entire light field and earth and so on and so forth. You get the idea. Then we run triple Macabre. He's like your ultimate Providence on legs. 2500 beat stick, requires Alistair and a light monster. And when the opponent activates a card, you can pitch the card of the same type from your hand to negate the activation and banish it. So yeah, that's pretty good. He's 2500 beat stick. At first I thought it was going to be an earth, but it's actually a light. It just seems more earthy, so that's pretty cool. He's like one of the best ones. Then you got 1 earth, literally no effects, just a 3k beat stick. 1 Alistair plus 1 earth. You make this against Zoo and other earth-based decks. You banish them all right. Then we run 1 of the Fire guys. I can't even fucking say it. Purgatrio. There we go. Finally got there. Pronunciation, boys. Pronunciation. So Purgatrio, the fire one, you use this against Infernoid. It gains... Oh, fucking hell, I need to read my cards. 200 attack for each card your opponent controls. And it does piercing damage, and it can attack every monster your opponent controls, so that's pretty good. Then we've got the second best guy, or best guy, depending on your opinion. Invoked Raijin. He's Book of Moon on legs. 1 Alistair plus 1 Wind monster, your Windwitches. So yeah, Book of Moon on legs, doing either player's turn is pretty good. Synchros, we want 1 Windwitch Winterbell. You can target 1 Windwitch monster in your graveyard and burn them for 200 times its level, which is really, really good. And also, it takes 1 tuner plus 1 more non-tuner wind monsters. And it says something about special summoning. Target 1 Windwitch. No, that's graveyard effect. During either player's battle phase, target 1 Windwitch monster you control. Special summon 1 monster from your hand with a level less than or equal to that monster, but it cannot attack this turn. You never really resolve that effect. You literally just synchro your 3 and your 4 into this, target your 4 in graveyard, burn them for 800, and then use level 1 to synchro into Crystal Wing. Another level 7, just in case our plans get thwarted, is... oh, what the fuck is this guy? Clearwing Crystal Dragon. He's like our backup insurancey. He does lots of fun shit for when people target level 5 and higher monsters. So yeah. And then we run the Broke Crystal Wing Dragon. When you synchro summon into this with Winterbell, Winterbell's effect gives this an additional effect saying it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So you've got a 3k monster that can negate opponent's monster effects. When it does, it absorbs their attack points until the end of the turn. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. And if a level 5 or higher monster attacks this card, or this card attacks a level 5 or higher monster, you gain its attack points and damage. Fucking ridiculous. Broke. And then exceeds around 1 Zenmayo for face down cards, 1 Pleiades to bounce, and 1 Castel because you can get locked into wins. I might drop the Pleiades and potentially the Castel because we don't really make rank 4s, but what I'd add I don't know yet. Maybe try and fit an Insta-Fusion and Norden, I don't know. So yeah guys, that's my Windwitch Eidolon artifact deck. Tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. NeoNexudus signing out. Peace.